Eritrean government has reportedly seized millions of dollars. The funds were being raised by Eritrean diaspora community. Since last year, the fundraising campaign has been underway, and now some diaspora community members are speaking out about the action by the Eritrean government. What happened? Welcome to my views and news. Thanks for watching the channel. Good to be with you. Two news stories. First one is about Eritrean government, which has seized millions of US dollars illegally, reportedly. Secondly, Mahuzi Kainerugaba, the chief of staff of Ugandan military, has made a big claim threatening to withdraw Ugandan forces from Somalia. What did Mahuzi Kainerugaba say? By the way, Mahuzi is the most irresponsible leader in Africa. People say he is the next ruler in Uganda after Yoweri Museveni. Mahuzi will be the ruler. But the man does not know how to use diplomatic language, and he always creates controversies whenever he speaks about regional issues. So he does not speak in a restrained, diplomatic, mature manner. Mahuzi is threatening to withdraw Ugandan forces from Somalia. I think Uganda is the largest contributor of troops to the peacekeeping mission in Somalia. Though Mahuzi is not the main man, by the way. He's chief of military, but still Yoweri Museveni is in charge. Decisions are made by Yoweri Museveni. Why did Mahuzi threaten to withdraw military from Uganda, from Somalia? In Somalia, we know that Ugandan forces, Burundi's forces, Ethiopian forces, Djibouti's forces, and now Kenyan forces and Egyptian forces are operating as part of awesome African Union support and stabilization mission in Somalia. Mahuzi said that US is in secret contact with Al-Shabaab. US is holding talks secretly with Al-Shabaab. Al-Shabaab, which has been fighting in Somalia for years. It's a big claim. We don't know if it is true or not. Somalia never accused US of being in contact with Al-Shabaab. Mahuzi has not shared any evidence. But let's see how US responds. Is US really in talks with Al-Shabaab? Is US indirectly supporting Al-Shabaab? Or is it trying to find a solution in Somalia through engagement with Al-Shabaab? Because for years, US has been part of operations against Al-Shabaab, and US could not completely eliminate Al-Shabaab from Somalia. Let's back to the main news story, which is from Somalia. It seems, according to some Eritrean diaspora activists, Eritrean government has seized millions of US dollars. No audit. The millions of US dollars were raised by Eritrean diaspora. This is the second such incident, by the way. A few days ago, I did two videos about Go Green Eritrea project. An Eritrean diaspora activist launched a campaign, a fundraising campaign to raise money to plant coconut trees in Eritrea. Eritrean embassy in Washington told him to stop the fundraising activities. $30,000 US raised by the man Yunus were seized by Eritrean government. Yunus was not happy. He criticized Eritrean government. Later, he backed off and he apologized. Now, the money is being used by Eritrean government. For which projects? We don't know. Another fundraising which was done last year was for cancer treatment in Eritrea. Several dinners were organized. Other fundraising activities were organized in US, in other parts of the world to raise money to buy machines for cancer treatment in Eritrea. Now, some Eritrean diaspora activists say that at least 3.5 million US dollars were raised. The money was transferred to the Eritrean government. Now, no one knows where the money has been spent. Did Eritrean government buy some machines for cancer treatment? Did it build a hospital for cancer treatment? Where is the money? Over 3 million US dollars, which was handed over to Eritrean government or it was seized by Eritrean government. Eritrean government does not want any diaspora project to be launched in Eritrea through diaspora. It wants every project to be launched through the government. And it wants diaspora people to just send money into Eritrean government. Eritrean government says it will implement the projects. It does not involve those who raise money in implementation of projects. So if you want to build a hospital in Eritrea and you are living in diaspora, you won't be allowed to build a hospital there. Rather, the government would say, okay, give us money, we'll build a hospital. And when you give money to the government, then it's government's decision what to do with that money. The government might build a hospital or it might not, but it won't be accountable to you. Now, over 3 million were seized by Eritrean government, and no one now knows where did the money go. No audit. This is what happens in the case of diaspora remittances too. This is what happens in the case of 2% tax too. Remittances are sent to the families of diaspora people, so they cannot raise questions about remittances. But what about 2% tax? How much is the total amount collected by Eritrean government from diaspora on yearly basis? Where is this money spent? Does any company conduct financial audit of this fund or not? No one knows. Eritrean diaspora community people cannot speak out. Now, over 3 million in the hands of Eritrean government, no audit, no one knows where the money went. And diaspora community, those who raised funds, still silent. Why? Because if they start questioning Eritrean government, the families of those who are in diaspora, their families in Eritrea will be harassed. They could be arrested. Entry of these diaspora people could be banned in Eritrea. Visas won't be issued to them, and Eritrean embassies won't provide services to them. That is why they remain silent. And that is why Yunus went quiet. He protested a little, then 30,000 were seized by Eritrean government. Then he just went quiet and he apologized and he backed off. Thanks for watching.